Hello y'all and welcome to another bad report. So for this one I wanna do something special. I did play a UV game versus an opponent, and this is the Warriors of the Dark Gods list I wanna slowly build up just to see how it works out. And so to start with my list, I got 5 Hell Riders with Musician. I love that unit. It's a very cool unit. I think it's one of the best fast cav in the game, especially with their stupid whips special rule, only needing to hit, making someone stupid can really make you win a game. And then I got the Chimera. I love that model. If you have seen my Breath Lord on the dragon, I want to use the dragon as a Chimera. And then I got my big bunker of 30 Brilliance with the great weapon. I wanna later probably run them with hand weapon shield instead. In that unit I got a crap ton of characters. I got my level 2 the path of I actually thought about going for wilderness. I thought that was kind of Warriors of the Dark Gods like, but then I discovered you couldn't after I rolled the spell for this game, so I switched quickly to heaven instead, which I don't think fit the team as well. So I will think about what kind of path I will use in later. But anyway, he is a level 2 scroll. You can see his spell down in the corner, right corner. Then I got a BSB, he got a 6-up ward and a 4-up armor save, nothing special with him. A chieftain who will work as Chaff. My lord, who is tough as nail, the 4-up region, 2-up dragon, what's it called? Fireborn special rule, and a ogre sword, so +2 strength, 14 speed if necessary. So that's his kitting out. Then I got another level 2 with Tomb of Working Lord to get an extra spell. And I got a unit of trolls who are core, which is good. I got a Shrine Lust, which I forget about that ability to give them hard target for the most of the game, unfortunately. I got a Giant. I love those model. You may have seen it if you follow me on PMP that I have painted up the big Frost Giant, and I really like that model, so I need to have a Giant in my army. I got a Fallen Beast of Lust, so rerolling the move is very nice to have. A Chariot, because I want to do some cool conversion. I'm not sure if it's the best choice. 5 more Hell Riders might be better, but I want to do a Chariot, so that's why it's in. I then got 3 units of dogs and 1 more Hell Rider unit. So for his list, I don't really have his list, to be honest. But this is what I remember. He have to the left Heath Riders, a unit of 6 Pathfinder, a Lord with Shapeshift. He have double wounds, spear I think, and that's it. A unit of Archer with full command, Sentinels behind them. Then he got a BSB, Shapeshift, and a General on the Elk with a 4-up ward. He have great weapon, and I think he have the buffer helm, if I'm not mistaken, so he had 3 reroll wounds on him. Then he got another unit of Sentinels, 6 more Pathfinders, a Heat Rider unit, Archer with 2 level 2 Path of Fire, 1 with a scroll, and the other one with the Ruby Ring. So let's see how my Warriors of the Dark God list actually works. Well, I pretty much dropped everything as soon as I realized you only have fast moving units remaining. I got +2 and I got the first turn. So this is what I did. I couldn't get my Hell Riders to the left out of his charge arc on his units, so I stayed back with them as well with the Chimera. I'm a little bit worried about his flying lord there, getting a charge in on him. So this is my movement, not too much. Magic, he uses his scroll. I tried to cast the lightning spell onto his lone lord who's flying, but he uses a scroll. Shooting my Hell Rider made his archer stupid and might have killed one of them, but that's it for my first turn. Well, for his next turn, he moved up pretty aggressively. I think his flying lord failed charge on my Chimera, was a pretty decent long charge. Otherwise he moves up with some character as well. I think he have 1 more character than I mentioned in the deployment, but doesn't really matter. For shooting purposes, he puts 2 wounds. I think he uses the Hail of Doom arrow. He doesn't call that now, but I think his BSB might have had that one because he shot a hell of a lot of shots on my chariot, and he did manage to do 2 wounds. My Fallen Beast of Lust also suffered 2 wounds from shooting. He did wipe out my Hell Riders and kill 2 of my dogs, but they passed their panic check, so that's all good. So that was his first turn. He didn't manage to do too much. The Barbarian have suffered some casualty, but not too much, I think, yet. Well, for my turn 2, I throw my dogs in front of his archer because they will be dead, and if they can stop them from moving, that will be very nice. I didn't send one of my spawn and chariot into his general, and then he reformed like that. The impact it didn't do jack shit on him, and his guys strike brutally hard, actually, unfortunately. Yeah, but that's it. He killed the spawn and the chariot, but they have not too many wounds remaining, so it really didn't matter. I shouldn't have sent him to spawn, but yeah, you do mistake when you're trying to learn the army. The problem here is he facing his general into charging the flank of my trolls, which is unfortunate, but I think I can puke on him and hopefully take some wounds onto him. And magic I didn't do. I did get off a fireball. I had the fire ring on one of my caster, and I only killed 2 of his sentinels, pathfinders, unfortunately. Even with the, I thought it would wipe them, but yeah, sometimes you don't. So that was my second turn. So this is actually a picture after my third turn. So basically what he's done in his second turn, he's flank charged my troll with the general and the other lord, and I hold. I'm pretty pleased with that because I can puke on his character. If troll is good on anything, it's character. And I did in my third turn actually get stars align on them, so I can reroll 2 wounds, which is very nice. Also, his BSB charges my giant, and my giant killed his BSB. He only did 1 wound to me. I did manage to flank charge his lord with the camera using the ref weapon and everything, and only did a wound, unfortunately, on him. But what can you do? The barbarian have suffered some heavy shooting on them, and there are not many of them remaining. The Hell Rider as well have also suffered some heavy losses. My left flank is totally empty except for my barbarian ambushing unit with a chieftain in it, and they pretty much almost wiped out that unit of archer. Hopefully they will not take too many casualties next turn, so they can wipe out his unit of archer in my turn number, let's see, 4. So that's it for so over to his turn number 3. And yeah, he did break the troll in his turn 3. His lord and his general pursue. His lord is standing straight in front of my giant, and hopefully I can just charge him and kill it if I'm lucky. He only got 1 wound remaining. You can see his Heath Rider charges my Hell Riders when I use the whips, which make them initiative 1. So I think it's a very good saying shoot weapon. I did kind of fluff my roll a bit. I only killed 1 of his riders, and he killed like 3 or 4 of mine, and I'm broken. He ran me down. And I also got a miscast, so both my casters have suffered a wound. And you can see the barbarian is pretty much wiped out. I will have to charge in my turn 4, charge his archer, and he might kill some of my character. And you can see I've lost half of my barbarian ambushing unit. I will pretty much have to move them up, and hopefully I can just kill off those Heath Rider if I'm lucky, because the objective of this game is to break through. So if you get a scoring unit behind my line, he win. I'm not sure if Heath Riders are light cavalry, but they might not be, and they got a banner, so I will have to try to kill them. And that was my turn. you should know that it's much easier to remember to take picture when you actually play in the game, not online. But basically what happened here is my barbarian unit with no barbarian left shot at his archer unit. Both the mages die. The BSP suffer a wound and the chieftain suffers a wound, but they got off the buff with frenzy from the battle shrine, so they actually kill them and run them off the board. My barbarian go up and throw their axes at his heat rider, doesn't do jack shit. My giant charges into his lord, and I think he whiffed, and I roll I think I roll a smash or something, so 2d6 hits and I kill him, which was very much appreciated. And now I'm into his lord with only one wound remaining, and hopefully I can, if I'm lucky, roll a 4-up, so I will just smash him next turn. This is the last picture of the game. His shooting and magic did manage to take off my barbarian, but his miscast kill off his sentinel unit, and yeah, he couldn't do much to my chimera. He have a charging captain who is chasing him, but didn't do much. And in combat I did manage to roll the smash hit. He did 3 wounds on me, but it doesn't really matter because I did smash. One AP6 hit onto him, he failed his ward and he's dead, and that's where the game ended. I love the giant, they are so brutally good, and I hope you enjoy this kind of how do you say this, not coherent battle report. As I told you, it's so hard to remember to take save picture when you're playing UB, even if a very useful tool, especially to test a list that you are still buying for. But I like this list. I think this is probably something I will stick with. It's very cool, and it was a good game, and I hope you enjoyed this report. If you have any question, please ask them, and hopefully if you are Voice of the Gods player, please tell me what do you think, how is this list, how do you think I played, performed, and so on. How will you build your list, and how will you play this list, and so on. And yeah, that's it. Feel free to like and start subscribing if you haven't already. Have a nice one.